Greetings, everyone. This is Jennifer Gibson here with Keller Williams, Northwest Louisiana. And today I am joined by one of my favorite clients, Mr. Kevon Mitchell. This is actually Kevon's journey on home investment. This is actually his third rental property that he's purchased this year, and he is a first-time home investor as well. So I wanted to introduce him to you guys today so you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth that, you know, there is no blueprint on exactly how to get started. I received a phone call from him maybe less than 6 months ago, and so I wanted to just bring you on so you can just tell a little bit about your story, because I'm really excited. I love the fact that you're so young and starting this journey. So what prompted you to even get into real estate investing and owning rental property?
Honestly, I've always wanted to do something with real estate investing.
Okay.
So I wanted to have, build or get enough houses that I wouldn't have to work for anybody else.
Okay.
That's just the investment that I wanted to be in.
Okay. And do you have a goal of how many properties you want to own?
My goal is 100.
100, wow.
So I'm trying to start off with 4 a quarter. So
Okay.
every 3 months I want to get a house.
Okay.
This year I bought 3 in the last 3 months, so 1 a month.
Yes.
But you can't keep that up.
Right. Well, you might get to 100 real quick. So I mean,
but it's right now. You gotta settle in and reevaluate everything.
Right.
And make sure to be able to keep doing that, because there's more to it than just spending money and buying a house.
Absolutely.
I mean, I work 16 hours a day, 7 days, well, about 5 days a week, and still working other days.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard work, but you have to understand everything.
Right.
You have to learn as you go.
How old are you?
28.
28 years old. So you were 28 years old and you've purchased, this is your first time purchasing this year, within the last 3 months, purchased 3 rental properties. So, and you're a homeowner.
No.
Yeah. So, not to get in your financial business, but you want to share with the public that you don't have to be a millionaire or rich in some type of financial position. It was just less about getting aligned with the right people, and of course, having good credit.
You have to get, first, you have to work on your credit. You have to make sure you take care of your credit. But you have to get contacts with banks, have a good banker, have a good relationship with them, as well as real estate agents.
Right.
Somebody that you can contact, and somebody, Jennifer's been great helping me out with looking at different properties and the whole process of getting that house. But yeah, you're still gonna have to work hard for it.
Yeah.
You have to teach yourself, about what documents you need, and financial responsibility. Yeah.
Because I mean, you can have the income coming in and you can be blowing it.
Yeah.
And keeping up with tenants. So is your plan? Are you going to manage the properties yourself right now?
I'm gonna be managing everything. I do need like handyman and stuff like that. Some things that you don't think about before.
Right.
I'm not perfect. I didn't know everything before I got into it. So yeah, you need handyman. You need
contractors.
Contract plumbers.
Yeah.
Electricians.
Right.
Roofers. It's a lot that you need to understand, but that doesn't scare you away from getting into it.
Right.
You need to at least, start saving up your money if that's what you want to do.
Okay. Now, are you nervous about the process now that this is your third one? Do you feel overwhelmed by taking on 3 in a short period of time?
No, I'm not overwhelmed at all. Not from the buying prospect, not from the buying part of it. That's the easiest part, actually. Dealing with tenants, though, and learning your rights and learning their rights and stuff like that. That's my next step, or the stage that I'm in now. About that.
Awesome.
But I'm not overwhelmed. I feel like I have time. Any time that I have, that's what it's dedicated to.
You are buying in as-is condition and waiving rights of retribution, which means you're truly buying as is. Okay. I need your initials there and there. All 3 initials, please. And if you'd sign right there. And ladies, if I could get witnesses, if you'd sign and print, please. And really, the bulk of these belong to There, you know we insured the title.
This property right here is very special because I had the seller as well, and Miss Gina is on her way to a new journey in her life. So I just thank you again.
Right there. Okay, we do not run a mineral title. We run a surface title. To the extent you might have minerals, you're selling them, conveying them to your buyer. He, in turn, is buying in as-is condition and waiving rights of retribution, which means he's truly buying as is.
Okay.
Okay, I need your initials there and there. Perfect. Couple of questions. Did you use this house as your home for 2 out of the last 5 years?
Yes.
Have you sold or exchanged another principal residence in the last 2 years?
No.
Has any portion been used for business or rental purposes? No. Okay. Because of the way you answered, I'm not reporting the sale for tax purposes. I'm not telling the IRS you sold, but I am required to collect the information. So,
Okay.
if you'll check your Social Security,
Okay.
give me a good phone number.
Okay.
Thank you.
You need to sign here?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm grabby. You gotta watch me. Okay. This is a lien affidavit, and you're making a couple of statements. First, you're saying any work that might have been done at your house was paid for. Plumbers, electricians, carpenters, if there was any work, you paid for it. If that's true, write none right there, just N-O-N-E, none. The next one says there are no outstanding loans or judgments or mortgages to be paid off. If that's true, none. The next one says any labor that might have been expended was paid for. So people doing yard work, that kind of thing, you paid them. If that's true, none. And you have not signed a lease to lease or a contract to sell to anyone other than your buyer. If that's true, none. And sign at the bottom. And we prorated this year's estimated taxes. Right there. And we are done. We're going to mail you a recorded copy of your deed. Are you going to live here, or is this going to be rental, or
It's
it's
a
going to be
rental.
rental? Okay, so there's no homestead exemption.
Okay.
Okay, any questions?
No questions?
None. Thank you so much for
problem.
letting me
Thank
help
you.
you. Let me go get you a folder, girl.
Okay.
We have finally made it to the finish
I
line.
have made it to the finish line.
We started our journey actually at the beginning of the year with me just coming over, visiting with you a little bit, and talking to you, and through Miss Catherine as well, Miss Catherine Stringer. So tell me a little bit about why you decided to sell at this time, because you've been in this property almost 30 years. So
Well,
why was it critical for you to sell right now?
It was really critical in a way. I have been in that property almost 30 years. I had my husband and I lived there on the property, and we enjoyed being there. And once my husband passed away, I knew I had to make a decision for myself. And one thing about that is that you know that you're getting older, and you know that things happen, and you don't want to be holding on to things that you know you're not capable of taking care of any longer.
Correct.
So what you do, you make the decision to handle up for as yourself is concerned and everything else. I knew the property was a nice place to live, and I knew that it was just my time for me to move on. And basically my best friend and I have always strategized and talked about what our future is going to be.
Right.
And so she was straightforward with me and just told me, she said, well, it's time for you to think about yourself.
Right.
And to move on, so life would be a lot better.
Right.
For me.
And
So
you're relocating all the way to
I'm
Atlanta,
relocating
Georgia.
all the way to Atlanta where my grandchildren are.
Okay.
And that's a big deal.
Right.
Because I've been away almost 20 years.
Wow.
And I'm just excited about the whole new idea of a new everything.
Yes.
You know, because
Yes.
this is what I'm saying. I still got a lot of living to do.
That's right.
I still got the grandkids to keep me going.
That's right.
And a lot of new horizons and things that I want to explore.
Absolutely.
So I am happy about it. And also, I know that the buyer is going to do wonders with that property.
Yes, he is.
So I'm excited about the whole thing. And Jennifer, I want to tell you that you have been absolutely excellent through the whole process. You've been there through everything. I mean, your heart is good. You don't just jump up and just come in there and say, okay, it's time to do this. You take your time with everybody. You have patience and love with it. And I want to tell you, what you're doing right now, keep doing it, baby, because you got it. You got it. And I want to tell you that I love you, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me with your patience and everything. Okay? So.
Told you, don't make me cry today.
Well,
but I
I'm telling
appreciate
the
you
truth.
too, because
You need to know that. You need to know that.
Advice with my father,
Right.
with your husband passing
Right.
away from Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
and even with the situation with my mom. And so I want to thank you as well, because it came at a time right when I lost one of my very close friends
Okay.
from cancer.
Yeah.
And I guess people don't realize that we have personal lives too.
Yeah. You have a
So-
personal life, even though you're involved with doing something like real estate. You know, a lot of times you got to look at the other side of the coin. Even though you're in this business to make money, you have a life as well.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't have the time to sit down and talk about it, but I'm the type of person that I'm always open, you know, and I don't have a problem in talking about my past life or what I've gone through, because I learned that if you talk about it, then you can bless somebody.
Yeah.
And on our journey with you and I felt like we had a great connection.
We did.
Because when we connected as not only you being the realtor, but we connected as friends.
Absolutely.
And I consider you my daughter,
Yes.
and all through that. And one thing I want to say is, I can't leave this out. The reason that I'm on this journey, I have to give credit to my dearest and best friend right now, because she's going through something, a process with cancer, and she has ovarian cancer. But she is one of the most strongest people that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Me too.
She thought about me. She looked at me and said, my friend, I love you enough to tell you that you need to move on. And you know, that's a big deal.
It is.
When someone else puts their things aside because they're fighting for their life.
Right.
And that's a labor of love.
It
So,
is.
like I said, Catherine Stringer is my best friend. I love her, and I appreciate her for just looking out for me when a time that I didn't really see what was really happening.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I'm thankful,
Yes.
I'm blessed,
Me too.
and I'm going to the next part of my life, and I'm happy about it.
Yes,
So-
I'm glad. I'm very thankful for Miss Stringer too, because that's
Yeah.
how I met you.
Yeah.
And she is also a client of mine.
Yeah.
And just to see her through that journey, and she is, you know, she's tough.
She's tough.
She's a tough.
She's tough.
woman. I mean, we
She's
were out
tough.
riding and driving and all through this battle. So
Yeah, and-
I'm
and-
very grateful to her. She's been an angel and someone else that I could sit and talk to,
Yeah.
just as getting advice. You know.
And like I said, I might be in Atlanta, but one thing about it, I'm not gonna ever forget you.
No,
And the
I
thing
come to
about
the
this,
ATL,
I'm gonna let the folks know if they need a realtor, hey, I'm gonna give them your number and call. So hey, I'm
Yes.
letting you know right now.
I got realtors in Atlanta too, so
hey,
you know,
that's what I'm
and
talking
I
about.
do visit the ATL, so okay. Come check out your condo down
Okay,
there.
now you come on.
I will. I will. I love you. Miss
Okay,
Gina.
love you
Thank
too,
you
and
so
thank
much.
you for everything,
Thank you.
darling.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.